Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 political satire thriller The Hunt, a film that is directed by Craig Zobel and it stars Betty Gilpin, Hilary Swank, Ike Barinholtz, Wayne Duvall, Ethan Suplee and Emma Roberts. Now this is a film that was due or slated for release late last year. However, due to some controversy, as there always is with a lot of these films, it was delayed to March this year. Now, this film, I'm not really sure where the controversies come from. Maybe it's because I'm from the UK. I don't know, but this film is a political satire, and they've done it in the action, horror, thriller genre, if you like, and it focuses on a very familiar format. It's humans being hunted for sport, which we've seen many times in movies over the years, like Hard Target, for example, the Van Damme film. However, what I think puts this film a cut above is the layer of satire that runs through it. It makes it quite a unique watch, this film. And it essentially focuses on a group of smug liberal elites who have all lost their jobs, so they decide to hunt what social media or Hillary Clinton even labelled deplorables, and she called Trump supporters deplorables in her campaign for presidency. So essentially it's these smug liberal elites hunting these so-called deplorables, social media warriors, keyboard warriors, whatever you want to call them, for sport. So they kidnap them, drug them, bring them all the way to what they think is Arkansas, drop them off and start hunting them for sport, basically. However, there is one among them who isn't going to take this lying down and decides to fight back, and fight back quite effectively. So, what are my thoughts on The Hunt? Well, as I've said, I think this is a really interesting film. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was great fun. I thought the satire in it nailed it, regardless of which side you're on or what your feelings are or what your political views are. This film basically throws stones at all of them. So whatever your beliefs are, really, you're going to get fun poked at you in this film. So if you're going in, if you're quite a sensitive person, then you probably might be offended by this film, but I just can't see it, to be honest. I think it's one of those that's been overhyped for no reason. It's actually just quite an entertaining film that actually pokes fun at social values today and political stances. These films used to happen all the time years ago, and now suddenly they've become offensive. Well, I'm sorry. And the shame for me is this film is probably not going to be seen by anybody at the cinema, mainly because of its low-key release and this coronavirus thing, which is obviously causing havoc in cinemas and box office returns, which is a real shame, but I hope it does find its audience once it is released on streaming services and Blu-ray and DVD, etc., because it deserves it. It's a really fun film, this. It's right on there in a sense of it's got a couple of faces you recognise in there, like Ike Barinholtz and Emma Roberts. But it kind of gives you red herrings in this film, and the real star of this film is Betty Gilpin, Crystal, who plays this wonderful character, a real strange performance but really captivating, who steals the show here as Crystal, and decides that she ain't taking this from these liberal elites and she's going to fight back. And everybody else is in her wake, basically, in this film. Even though everybody here gives fine performances, it's a wonderfully entertaining film that, like I say, sadly is not going to find its audiences. Does it have many weaknesses? Well, yes, I suppose it's predictable. The pattern that you expect, or the blueprint for this type of film, is firmly in place. The thing that keeps it interesting is, like I say, the way it's written and the dialogue and the screenplay. That's what keeps this refreshing and interesting for me, because other than that, the blueprint is very similar to any other movie you've seen in this type of format. It doesn't give you a great deal of surprises here, other than some characters you expect to last longer don't. And I won't say any more than that because I don't want to spoil it, obviously. But if you like political satires, or you like satires in general, you're going to have fun with this movie, because it really doesn't hold back in that sense. And another area it doesn't hold back on is the action. It's really nicely done, the action in this film. It stands on its own 2 feet as an action film as well. And some of the kills are really brutal. Surprisingly so. I didn't expect them to be as brutal as they were. And the clever comedy that runs through it really helps this film. It is genuinely funny at times, regardless of your beliefs or your political stance. I'm sorry, but if you can't find this film funny at some point, then you don't really have an awful lot of sense of humour. It's very funny. It pokes fun of a lot of people, including itself. It's got its tongue firmly stuck in its cheek, and for my money, this is a real surprise and a real find this year. I'm going to give it a very strong 8.5 out of 10. I do recommend you go and check it at the cinema if you get the opportunity. If not, it's definitely one to pick up once it is released on streaming services and Blu-ray, etc. So that is my review for The Hunt. Definitely worth checking out. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching, and of course I'll see you back for more reviews on Screen Stars.